Hello, welcome to 7 Minutes of Science, your weekly high-speed rundown of the biggest stories in the world of science this week, with me, your host, Eddie Edwards, here for you from Mission Acceptable. Bit of a good one this week. We've got two dinosaur stories, which of course means two Jurassic World jokes. In addition to that, pretty cool story about graphene, some interesting news about the Arctic Sea Ice, and vanilla ice. I promise you that, I have got vanilla ice coming up. So without further ado, let us get 7 minutes on the clock, and in 3, 2, 1, let's start. Okay, Monday, I have the definition of a good news, bad news story to start us off with. The good news is that the Antarctic Sea Ice is thicker than previously thought. The bad news is that it's still got the same melting temperature as always. It was previously believed that the ice was about 1 metre thick. That was based on drill cores and shipboard observations. New data from, and I love this, remote-controlled submarines has revealed that the ice is actually between 1.4 and 5.5 metres, which was some part as thick as 16 metres. They did this by using 3D scanners to produce a full 3D high-definition model of the ice flows, and also found that about 76% of the ice is deformed and, scientifically speaking, kind of funky-looking. This is thanks to G. Williams, T. Maskin, and Jay Wilkinson for letting me know that I need to redo my calculations about exactly what property I should buy if I want to have something beachfront in about 30 years' time. Okay, on to Tuesday's big story. Good news in mankind's ongoing quest to banish my deepest fear. Researchers have discovered the brain's Alzheimer's weak spot, which interestingly enough is the same weak spot as schizophrenia, which early doctors actually used to call premature dementia. So maybe not as one of those weird cases where people who didn't know a lot were actually much closer to the mark than we thought. Dr. I'm definitely going to pronounce this wrong. Gwenaël Denaud of Oxford University and a team scanned the brains of 484 healthy volunteers between the ages of 8 and 85 years old. Side note, whoever the 80-year-olds were, thanks for doing that. That was awesome of you. You've really helped the advancement of science and the human race, which I had done nothing like that when I was 8, so thanks. They basically found out that the parts of the brain that first to deteriorate are the parts of the brain that last to develop. It's the part that works best and it burns out the fastest. So this is interesting as it lets us know where to look for the early signs of Alzheimer's. Long way off from a clinical application, obviously, but this is the early stages of some very exciting stuff. Alzheimer's, we're coming for you, you dick of a condition. Right, okay, on to Wednesday's big story. The first of two bits of dinosaur related news, because let's be honest, dinosaurs are awesome, even if they are hybrid dinosaurs that make Chris Pratt do serious face. There's a new species called Pentaceratops aquilonus, which, as you may have guessed from the name, is closely related to the Triceratops. A little bit smaller, about the size of a buffalo. So where was this freakishly giant lizard discovered? In a Canadian museum. The fossils had been misclassified and filed away for 75 years until one day an intrepid paleontologist called Nick Longrich from the University of Bath decided to cast an eye over them. He also discovered that a long-held sample may actually be from a dinosaur that was discovered recently in Utah. Now, all I'm saying, I'm not saying we need to recheck every fossil that we have, but this is a great example of why peer review is important, why it's a core part of science, and the brilliance of a way of looking at the world which has a self-correcting mechanism in it. Also, can I just say, discovering new dinosaurs still remains very high on the list of things I want to do. So if there's any dinosaur guys out there watching this, hey, hook a brother up. Thursday brings us to the story. It's just so quirky, I had to share it. In the world of mineral classification, for such a thing exists, a mineral cannot be officially named until at such time as a physical sample can be logged. Makes sense? You don't want people just going around making up minerals. It would be chaos. So the most common mineral on Earth, making up 38% of our planet's total mass, is found between a depth of 660 miles and 2,900 miles beneath the Earth's surface, which means, fairly embarrassingly, we didn't have a sample of it, even though we know it's definitely there. Oliver Schauner of the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, great city, has found a sample of the core of a meteorite that struck the Australian outback in Queensland back in 1879. It has been named Bridgmanite after high-pressure physicist Percy Bridgman. And if anybody ever names a mineral after me, by the way, I can die a happy man. That would be the balls. So, anyway, Bridgmanite is the most common thing we have, and now we finally have some. So, on to Friday's big story. More crazy news from the world of graphene. I've not talked about graphene on the show before, but from a materials science point of view, it seems to be almost too good to true. It's a superconductor It's a storage medium, it's a high tensile fabric, and now it might even be able to stop a bullet. Although, to be fair, any material will stop a bullet if you've got enough of it. I'm willing to bet if you had a quarter mile of jelly, that would stop a bullet. Somebody check that for me. Anyway, a sheet of graphene, an atom Vic, has been discovered to be better than steel at absorbing insights. Zhao Huang Li of the University of Massachusetts in Amherst and his team used lasers to measure the speed of spherical microbullets after they were fired through an atom-thick, honeycomb-structured sheet of graphene. And science, I want to once again thank you from the bottom of my cold and bitter heart for bringing me the joy of allowing me to say wonderfully brilliant, awesome sentences like that. Also, graphene. Watch this space. I guarantee that I will be talking about graphene again, and probably frequently. And finally, what if I were to tell you that there was an incredibly strong scientific link between the two greatest songs of all time? That's right, I'm talking about this. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go! Go Ninja, go Ninja, go! Go Ninja, go Ninja, go! And this. Yep. Bet you wondered where I was going with this one, but it turns out that turtles are essentially dinosaurs. A team working out at the California Academy of Sciences has engaged in a hugely extensive genetic mapping of the turtle genome and has put turtles in the newly created family of Archaeolosauria family, closest relatives being birds, crocodiles and dinosaurs, whereas previously they've been linked to lizards and snakes. This work was led by Nicholas G. Crawford and James F. Parham, and goes to prove that in genetics is a great tool for understanding dinosaurs. You don't what you don't want to do is use genetics to create a hybrid dinosaur that will then escape from confinement and try and murder Star-Lord and that kid from Iron Man 2. That's right, 2 Jurassic Park jokes, promised you. Anyway, I've now made more jokes than the length of the trailer. So, anyway, finally, what is the point of having my own science show if I can't show you fine people, exceptional, with exceptional taste in YouTube channels, something beautiful like this? This is newly released footage from the launchpad cameras of the Antares mission, unmanned vessel, exploding shortly after launch. Takeoff's off, about 6 seconds later it detonates. No one was hurt. So we can just sit back and enjoy this for what it is, which is a video of a spaceship exploding. Obviously, there's a lot of work to be done working out exactly why this happened. They did originally believe that these cameras would have been destroyed in the blast, so this footage has only just been discovered for that reason. But there you go. That's something awesome I wanted to show you guys. And nice and easy under the 7-minute time. So thank you as always for watching. I'm going to be doing a lot more filming today, so we'll be having a lot of stuff coming up over the next week. We're having a slight change of format to how 5-second facts work. That's going to be slightly different going forward. We're going to be putting that on at a different time. So that should be coming on about 6 o'clock-ish now, so that you'll be able to see it when you come in from work. As always, if you like the video, like the video. If you think someone you know might like the video, share the video. And if you want to see more of what we're doing, please do subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. It's a tiny thing you can do, and it really means a lot to us. But thank you very much for watching. And as always, good luck in your endeavours. If your endeavours be good. Goodbye.